The Vietnam War was brutal to the U.S. Almost 60,000 American soldiers lost their lives. It took place between 1955 and 1975, around the time the media was becoming a big news source. The war definitely impacted the media, and the other way around.
58,000 American soldiers lost their lives fighting in Vietnam. The people saw short clips of the war, and they saw their soldiers battling the enemy for their cause. Riots broke out in the streets, people in America who were against the war. Many songs were written protesting the war. It was anti-war music, influencing the American people to dislike the war.
The media was changing America's outlook on the war. Big time. Families would gather around the television to watch the evening news. Almost every single news channel covered the war, giving people a glimpse into the hard lives of the soldiers. They saw how truly awful it was over there. Most of the media was uncensored.
All of the media was meant to provide a source for knowledge of the Vietnam War. It showed soldiers shooting back at the enemy. It showed the protests and the contrast between the anti-war and the pro-war people. All of this changed the way Americans thought and their perspective on the topic.
The media showed the people how life was for the soldiers overseas. The U.S. citizens were interested in their relatives, fathers, sons, and grandparents. Loved ones were over in Vietnam dying for the U.S., and the ones they held dear wanted to know what it was like. The media helped in this way, providing a basis of knowledge.
However, the media also negatively influenced the people. It showed the cold, hard truth to the war, and even the riots within the country. People took their sides, some for the war and some against. Most media coverage was one-sided, and it was against the war. It affected the people's lives and actions toward the anti-war side. This provoked more riots. A lot of the coverage was uncensored as well, giving these Vietnamese information that helped them charge the U.S.
Aside from the media changing the U.S., the war also changed the media.
The media started off supporting the government and gradually faded to the true events. It explained the war in deep, accurate detail, which actually undermined the government. The American people started to query the government's actions.
Many U.S. citizens thought this was a wasteful conflict. These people thought that the U.S. was fighting for control of Vietnam when in reality the government wanted to spread democracy.
There was an estimated 1.1 million North Vietnamese and South Vietnamese soldiers.
Between 200,000 and 250,000 of those soldiers died in the war.
The Vietnam War affected many people, both who were in the war and the civilians outside the war.
The media changed the war majorly. Without it, the U.S., including its media, would have been very different.